Hi guys, we're on the McLaren stand at the Geneva Motor Show. I'm joined here by Paul McSweeney, who is the product manager for Super Series. So we're going to take a look at 675LT.
We are indeed. So, new 675LT. So it's 675LT, that's 25 more PS, 22 newton meters of torque extra, up to 700 newton meters of torque. The LT name links us to our heritage of Longtail. What we've done with the car is we've really been inspired by that car from the past. So that car was a car that was aerodynamically enhanced, lighter weight, greater driver focus, and more power and torque from the engine. So that's the thinking that means that this car is very worthy of that name. We've taken 100 kilos out of the car. We've delivered 40% more downforce and all of the extra performance. So we have a fantastic power to weight ratio of 549 PS per tonne, which is class best by a considerable margin.
Let's
start at the front and walk backwards.
Sure.
We can do that.
I was going to say, point out where this 100 kilos comes from.
Indeed. So we have a brand new front bumper in carbon fibre. So mainly the breakdown is there's a large proportion of the body is now in carbon fibre.
Yes.
And I'll run through which bits are in carbon fibre. So the front bumper is all in carbon fibre. The new visual carbon fibre splitter, that's 80% larger than the splitter on the 650S. So that's contributing to the 40% increase in downforce. New end plates in carbon fibre here. So what they're doing is they're sort of trapping the air on top of the larger splitter, forcing the car down onto the tarmac. But they have another job, which is to smooth the air down the side of the car, past the new alloy wheels. This is a new alloy wheel design. It's the lightest car set we've ever done at McLaren, 800 grams lighter even than the P1 wheel. Moving down the car, so we have a brand new full-length side skirt, and then rearwards of the sort of B pillar, or the back of the door, every single panel is brand new and in carbon fibre. So sort of more than a quarter of the weight save of the 100 kilos is coming from the bodywork. So the side intake is larger, but also we have a new lower side intake as well. So that's so with the extra power and torque, you're generating more heat. So the car is working that much harder with its new cooling pack of new side intake to keep the car cool. With our obsession with weight in McLaren, we have no more coolers, no larger radiators. We're keeping the car cool with its existing package. The car it's all managed through Aerodynamics, the cooling on this car. So that's a really good achievement from us, because more cooling equipment, if you like, or hardware, means more weight, and weight is performance.
Okay.
So every panel from the rear was new geometry, new and in carbon fibre. You can see the new splitter. The new air brake, I should say, 50% larger than the one on the 650S. So the new front splitter, the new rear wing, or the new rear air brake being larger. So you've got a very, very good, perfect aerodynamic balance on the car to deliver the 40% downforce. Part of the car, more than 50% of the components are changed in the engine to deliver the extra power. New turbos, new camshaft, lightweight conrods, new oil, fuel, water pump, new charge coolers. So significant hardware change inside the engine. So it's not just a software tune of a 650S. And we're all leading out of the back of the car here with a fantastic, beautiful, brand new titanium exhaust system, which is actually we're calling it a crossover system. So the left bank of the engine exits the car on the right-hand side, if you like.
Okay.
So the reason for that is that we found that to deliver the performance and the sound, the unique sound that we wanted to deliver on the car, actually we needed about another 30 centimetres of exhaust length.
Okay.
So ordinarily that would have stuck out the back of the car. Can't have that. So we've delivered this crossover system that means that this extra 30 centimetres per side is delivered within the overall volumes of the car. So the exhaust effectively is around 60 centimetres in total. So two lots of 30, 60 centimetres longer in total, but it's still over a kilo lighter than the system on the 650S. Okay. It's in titanium. It's beautiful. See, it turns lovely in blue when it gets a bit hot.
Okay. Well, this whole area has changed. New rear window glass and engine bay as well.
It's a very, very open rear end. We're ingesting more air at the front, so we've got to evacuate more hot air at the rear. So you can see that the rear end design is very open in order to do that job. We've also, from an aerodynamics perspective and a ride perspective, we've lowered the car by 20 millimeters at the front, with 20 millimeters wider track. We have 27% stiffer springs at the front, 63% stiffer at the rear, and a brand new steering rack, which is 10% faster than the 650S steering. So the fastest rack, all in the name of delivering absolute pin sharp response to steering inputs and delivering fantastic feel through the steering from the moment you turn a wheel.
Okay, so a question I have. With the diffuser, with the MSO 650 and with the P1, there is vastly more by way of fins.
Yes.
How is this shape created?
So we work with the design team and the aerodynamics team. We work hand in hand to deliver the best package for this car and for this engine. You know, the power wouldn't be delivered without this design. You know, it's everything for McLaren is for a reason. So it's an iterative process with the engineers working hand in hand. There's not a design that's chucked over the fence. Oh, it doesn't work, change it. They work hand in hand. So this is the package that works best to deliver the power and to deliver the downforce. What we've got on the car is around 40 millimeters of rake on the car, and what that does with the lower ride height at the front, that again acts as a giant diffuser underneath the car, because the underside of the car is completely flat. If you were to look at it, I'm sure you know you've got a 650S. So if you've got more rake, what happens is the air speeds up as it exits the car. It's got more room to exit out from the rear of the car. So you're actually forcing the front down again, and moving the centre of pressure forwards, again supporting the downforce on the car. So it's a real a real track focus on the car, and the performance figures speak for themselves.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm very keen to get them into your interview.
Question while here. The cameras on the rear.
Indeed. So one of them is a reversing camera. The other one is part of a 3-camera sort of track pack, if you like. So in the car as standard, inside we have the McLaren track telemetry app as standard.
Okay.
But then as a customer you can add 3 cameras to record your track day.
Right.
So one is in the rear bumper, one is in the headlining over your shoulder, and the other one is in the front bumper.
All right, can we just swing around, have a quick look?
They're not on this. They're not on this car, in the interior or the front bumper, but that's where they go. So it's sort of bang in the centre of the front bumper and in the headlining, sort of.
Okay, looking forwards.
Yeah, looking forwards over your shoulder.
All right. Yeah. Question while we're on the outside. Brakes.
So the brakes are no change in terms of hardware from a 650S, but that car we think we're very confident it's got a very, very good braking system. I'm sure you'll agree. But what we have changed are the cooling ducts, and we have a brand new tyre, a Pirelli P0 Trofeo R, so that delivers 6% more grip. If you've got more grip, more downforce, and a lighter overall weight, actually we're finding that the stopping distances are improved on this car versus 650S, even if you haven't got the same brake hardware.
Yeah. And these are the ultra lightweight 10-spoke wheels standard. Ultra lightweight
10-spoke wheel standard. Yeah, you've an optional stealth finish on the wheel. The standard is the silver.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the ultra lightweight wheel.
Slightly heavier, perhaps slightly more trendy option as well. Let's just take a look inside, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure.
I read that there's an option for a soft close on the door.
Yes. So that's a good feature. But being very McLaren, it adds just 105 grams to the weight of the car. You'd perhaps expect a few more grams or kilograms than that, but it adds just 105 grams. That's total for both sides.
Sounds like a good development to me.
Yeah. So what we've got going on inside, we have the new race seats with unique 675LT branding on the headrest area.
Okay. Carbon fibre seats.
Carbon fibre seats.
New seat design from P1?
New seat design from P1, correct, with this new embossed leather down the side bolster, so that's working to grip you harder during spirited driving. So that's embossed Napa leather down the side. 15 kilos lighter than the standard seat. And then we have that's the tub you're looking at there. That's exposed tub. So we just have carpet on selected areas of the car.
So the centre console, central part of the...
So the lower tunnel there, as you can see, is new and in carbon fibre.
Okay.
The centre stack there and the steering wheel clasp. That's standard in carbon fibre with the larger carbon fibre shift pedals. That's all standard.
Okay, so LT has larger paddles. I hadn't noticed that before.
Yeah, it's got the larger paddles.
And it's not, I believe it's not a numbered run as such. It's just the plaque says it's 1 of 500.
Yeah, so we're limiting global production to 500 units, correct? Yeah.
Okay. One other thing.
Also, perhaps we can see as well this brand new titanium roll hoop. We think that's an industry first to use titanium for a roll hoop. Increases rollover stiffness, not that it's required, of course, but it does increase by 187%.
And that's the Club Sport pack, right?
And that's the Club Sport pack, yes, indeed.
What else is included with that?
You get the titanium roll hoop. It's about, typically speaking, compared to sort of a standard steel roll hoop, about half the weight. So you get the titanium roll hoop, 4-point harness, and a fire extinguisher in the Club Sport pack.
Okay. One other thing I've noticed, the air conditioning controls are no longer
moved, have migrated to the centre console, saving about 1.5 kilos.
Okay, so there's a dedicated button there now. So
there's a system controllable within the Iris screen to control the heating and ventilation system. So not through here.
Okay, so that replaces the voice command button that was there before. Yeah. And just thinking about the buttons down there, I noticed they've changed slightly.
Indeed.
Winter has gone, and Aero has moved down there.
Yeah.
And then we have a ESC off button.
You do. Well spotted, yes, indeed. So we have a couple of things really to say about the electronic stability control program. Number one is that it's a much simpler protocol to switch it off.
Completely off?
Completely off, so hold the button down for 2 seconds, you'll get a request to confirm, and then it's off.
Okay.
So yeah, to really feel like for sort of ultimate driver control, we all know what the deal is when we're switching the ESC off. Secondly, though, we have something called dynamic ESP in this car. So a single press will toggle between, certainly in sport and track handling modes, a single press will toggle between a standard level of ESC support and a so-called dynamic level of ESC support. So that will allow you a few more sort of a greater slip angle, if you like, before the system intervenes. Dynamic ESP, and you'll see that shown on the cluster. With a ESC dynamic sort of icon, so you know which system you're in.
We saw a little demonstration of that in the video earlier. The car being a little bit more willing to be happy.
Indeed, you will have done. Yes. So that's the sort of spinning wheel pull away. So that's the aggressive burnout pull away that you can have on the car as well in the launch mode with the ESC off.
Okay.
Yes.
Look forward to seeing that.
Indeed.
A little bit more.
Yeah. So what else to say?
Performance.
So performance. Yeah. So I mean, 549 PS per ton. For those of you who understand kilograms per PS, that's 1.8 kilos per PS as well. So 549 PS per ton, 1.8 kilos per PS. That's again an unprecedented power to weight ratio in the class. So we're talking 0 to 100 in 2.9 seconds. 0 to 200 in 7.9 secones. So that's
class leading.
That's easily the class leader. It's half a second faster than the 650S. So yeah, we've thumping performance on this car. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah, and combine that with the extra aero as well.
Extra aero, the fantastic agility. Yeah, we've got the complete package here. Yeah, it's the ultimate Super Series.
Okay, let's just pop back around to the front because there's one feature I've seen that I rather like, which is the little touch in the headlights.
Yeah.
New headlights on the car.
675LT branding on the headlamps, as we saw in the cabin. That comes up when you start the car as well in the Iris and also in the engine bay.
Last question for you.
Yeah.
The gearbox in the car. Here it's twice as fast.
Yeah. So we have for a gear change that's twice as fast as a 650S. We have something called ignition cut, which is I think that's the first for a road car. It's really technology from F1. So instead of the cylinder cut that we have on the 650S, which fuel flow into the cylinders, we actually cut the spark to the fuel through the gear change, which means that once the gear change is effective, the fuel is still in the engine, if you like, so it's just a spark that's required to restart it again, which means that the car is restarted through the gear change much faster, which means that the gear change is twice as fast, and also if you're reigniting unburned fuel, you get a lovely pop.
I was going to say, it sounds perhaps not the most efficient, but definitely the best for the ears.
It's a very efficient gear change, actually. It's twice as fast as a 650S, but also we've engineered a sort of a very satisfying and rewarding change as well.
Okay, I look forward to experiencing that. I can imagine it's quite special.
Yes, indeed.
Right then, I think that's a lot of the questions answered. Thank you very much for your time and for taking us around the 675LT.
Pleasure.
So thanks to Paul for that little demo around the outside. One more thing I wanted to show you is this, the apps, the McLaren track telemetry. This is where literally we can see this example here. You can plot a track out and it shows you all of this information on the screen, and if you had it hooked up to those cameras, you'd obviously have the matching video that goes with that. You have a number of options. We're just looking at our saved track example there, but you have drivers, you can go through different settings and set things up, and it can detect where you are and add the tracks from that too. And also, while we're in here, we can just take a closer look at everything going on. There's a new Meridian hi-fi system for this car, specially developed for it. Air conditioning, it's a no-cost option. Standard is without, but you can add it back in. It's 11.5 kilograms. These extended paddles are very nice, and the satin finish is pretty cool too. All around, and you can see a better look at strap brace. Oh, the camera is there on the roof. So that's the camera track pack in the car. It's all pretty cool. Buckets are pretty comfortable. There are two sizes of bucket seats you can have, sport and touring, but the two-tone of this car is very nice. There are 5 hero product colour specifications you can have for the car. Chicane, which is the colour we're in, Silica white, Napier green, McLaren orange, and Delta red. And they all come with predefined sets of stitching, seat colouring, brake caliper colours, and all of the like. I hope that's been a pretty good in-depth tour look around the McLaren 675LT, the longtail, and with the F1 97 longtail lurking there out the window, it's quite something special. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch up with you soon. Cheers! I hope you're enjoying my content from this year's Geneva Motor Show. Be sure to check out videos of all of the other new releases right here on the Shmee 150 channel, and of course be subscribed for plenty more supercar videos in the future. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch up with you very soon. Cheers!